So I'm here to inform you that Michael Gracie has the juice. If you don't know who that is, that's the director behind Better Man, which is the Robbie Williams biopic where Robbie Williams is portrayed as a CGI chimpanzee. And it's actually kind of great. Like many people joked about on here, I was not super familiar with Robbie Williams' music. He's not someone I followed especially closely. There's only like maybe one or two songs that I like can recognize as like him. And so yeah, this wasn't really like on my radar, but it's actually very, very good. While it does have a lot of those biopic tropes that we've seen a lot, it does them in a way that is genuinely interesting, and it also feels very complete as a narrative. It doesn't feel like you're just missing a huge chunk because they can't necessarily explore more of a person's life. It feels like a complete story. And I think the film also does a good job at exploring this idea of imposter syndrome and sort of doubting yourself constantly, and also these sort of complex father-son relationships. I think that's very compelling, and this movie really kind of hones in on that. And also, when I found out that the director Michael Gracie was a sort of protege to Baz Luhrmann, so many of the choices made so much more sense in retrospect. And yeah, the movie is very electric. It feels alive. The camera swings around in these very dynamic ways, and it's just really interesting, and it really sucks you in, and it's a lot of fun. Obviously, it does get into some really dark territory, including like substance abuse and suicidal thoughts, but it is handled with tact and with a lot of grace, and it doesn't feel like a sort of, ego trip in cinematic form. And to be like 100% honest, this movie won me over like almost immediately, because it's honestly not fair, because they had this like little like CG chimp that's like really small, because they were showing him in his childhood, and he's like being bullied by all these kids, and you see the chimp and he's like super sad, and I'm like, man, that's not fair. That's like cheating, man. But yeah, the movie's very exciting. It's like a great crowd pleaser, and the musical sequences are honestly some of the best I've seen in like any Western musical since like maybe Spielberg's West Side Story. So yeah, believe the hype on this one. It's very good, and if you've seen the film, feel free to let me know what you thought in the comments.